Hello and welcome to another Admin Fundamentals. My name is Sander Brine. I'm Customer Success Manager at GitLab, and today I want to talk a little bit about audit and compliance. Audit and compliance. So first of all, what audit capabilities does GitLab have? We have four things. First of all, audit events, then audit reports, audit streaming, and logging. Let me dive into a few of these. So first of all, audit events. Audit events help you see if, for example, a permission level changed or anything that's important for audits, if anything happens. It's event-based, so any event within GitLab that happens may trigger an audit event. For example, an example message could be changed access level from maintainer to owner with expiry remaining unchanged and never expires. You have events at a lot of different situations. For example, project created, deleted, renamed, or user added to a project or to a group, permission changes, etc. It can be either events happening in terms of user having done something, but also an administrator having, in this case, for example, two-factor authentication enforced. There is a long list of events that may be triggered, which I will share a link in the notes. These audit events can be important for an auditor, for example, to review if anything happens, but it's also possible to stream these events to an external security information and streaming and event management system, a SIEM system, and there auditors or maybe even certain rules can be configured that trigger compliance violations. Event streaming can be configured either on instance level or top level group. Within that scope, for example, top level group, all events are sent to the SIEM system or to the endpoint, I must say, in a JSON format. And then this SIEM system or this instance can parse this JSON format and create events from it. I must say that all audit events are sent to that endpoint, so make sure that you trust the destination and that you know that either it's your own or it's from an organization or in a location where you trust everything. Based on these events, administrators can run reports based on certain filters, for example, the last 7 days or the last 90 days with certain events only, and share these reports with auditors. The report format is comma-separated value, so it's a generic format that you can share with your auditors. And there's also quite an extensive log system in GitLab where you can use log aggregation tools to retrieve data from that log system to back up these audit events. So that's about auditing. Then we have also compliance. Compliance capabilities are, for example, compliance frameworks, the compliance center, and compliance policies. Compliance is, in this term, a lot more about people working with GitLab in a team, for example, and having to follow certain compliance rules. And these tools make it possible to track that. Now, first of all, compliance frameworks. Compliance frameworks are specific CI/CD pipeline configurations, so YAML files, so to say, that you add to a compliance framework. These compliance frameworks can then be applied to a project, either directly or through labels. And these compliance frameworks overrule the project pipeline. So if you have a project pipeline, then and you have the compliance framework applied to that project, then this project pipeline will not run unless you configure it in your compliance pipeline to also include your project's CI/CD pipeline. That's important to know that if you don't do anything, by default, the compliance pipelines take over the complete build pipeline. And also compliance pipelines take precedence over your builds pipeline. So any variables created in the compliance pipeline take precedence over the ones in your project pipeline. There's also other ways. That's the policies part. So you can create scan policies to enforce security scanners. For example, a dependency scanner, and through this dependency scan, you have all your licenses that your project is dependent on, and with that you can configure license compliance. So you can set an allow list or deny list on what licenses are allowed or denied within your projects. Then we have the Compliance Center. The Compliance Center is an overview on instance level or on group level that shows all projects that adhere to the GitLab standard, to the GitLab compliance standard. GitLab defined a standard with 3 rules, namely prevent authors as approvers, prevent committers as approvers, and have at least 2 approvers. What you want to achieve here is that you want to prevent people that have been contributing to your merge request that they can't approve their own work, and also that you don't want to have a 4i principle, maybe even a 6i principle. Now, this GitLab standard will be applied to all your projects, and all projects that have not been compliant with it are listed in this compliance adherence dashboard. And it's aggregated on group level. Now, to support that, we have some settings. So we have merge request approval settings, where you can indeed configure on project, on group level, on instance level even, that projects have to have an approval that is not either the author or the committer, and that also you want to prevent people within the project to edit approval rules in the merge request. You want to not have people overruling your compliance settings. And you can even require a user password so that you are 100% sure that the user that is approving your merge request is authenticated and not someone hijacking a session, for example. Another interesting feature, especially for large organizations where you have many different people on your platform, you might want to have your own terms of service or your own privacy policy that people have to accept. So you can put that policy or those conditions as text in a field in the admin section, and then people will have to accept it when they log into the platform for the first time. One other thing in terms of compliance is abuse. It may be that you see people abusing GitLab in a certain way, either specific users or projects with inappropriate content. Now, people can report that as abuse, and then admins will have to resolve these abuse reports. They have a few options. Either they can remove or block this user, or remove the report as being not abusive. But they can also trust the user so that in the next time they are allowed to do what they do. Now, that's all we have on compliance and auditing. I know I'm not going to show you this because there's a lot to show in this case, but if you want to know more, we have monthly security and compliance webinars and workshops running in both Americas and EMEA. So please check out the link. I'll put it in the notes, and follow any of these workshops, and you'll know all about compliance frameworks, compliance pipelines, and security policies. And with that, I want to thank you all for listening, and hope to hear you next time. Bye.